what is written over there, modal verbs and structure and the use of that one, that you can understand each and every detail of the same. Okay, we're gonna work on this modal verbs. Do you know what are modal verbs? First of all, I would like to know from Jaspreet, what are modal verbs? What exactly you know about them?
सर मॉडल वर्ब्स
If you know that, then tell me that whether you know it. Otherwise, just say that
नो
you
सर
can pass it on to this other student.
नो सर
Okay, Sanchita, kindly switch on to the mic and keep your cameras on also now. No need to worry about your cameras too. Keep your video on. On. Sanchita, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, keep your camera on. Keep it in the like landscape landscape mode. Sorry, landscape mode. Now, actually, we're gonna start with this particular concept, that is modal verb. What do you know about the modal verb? Let's talk about it. What do you know about it, Sanchita?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Basically, when we write a sentence, like suppose if we write he uh, like goes to the market, goes to the market. For example, I have written this sentence, he goes to the market. What does it mean to you? Sorry for the handwriting. Just let me know that what does it mean? He goes to the market. He goes to the market. What does it mean accordingly you, in your vernacular language, in your Hindi language, or in your Punjabi, whatever language is your vernacular one? You kindly tell me that what is the meaning of the statement, he goes to the market?
सर कि वो मार्केट जा रहा है
जा रहा है और जाता है. He goes to the market. It is used in the present indefinite. So whenever present
वो
indefinite is
मार्केट
जाता
वो
है,
मार्केट जाता है
like every day he goes to the market, or he, like if one occurrence has been told also, like if it is written like he goes to the market, that means वह market jata hai. Got it? So we need a verb there, okay, which is a finite verb. Definitely it's a finite verb. We know that, like how it is a finite verb. Actually those finite verbs used to be like, we know that we write it accordingly the subject. Actually whenever we write this the verb accordingly the subject, okay, that becomes singular or plural. So here it is a singular verb, we can count it, then definitely in that tone we can say it like that. But those modal verbs are also a certain sort of helping verb, is, am, are. Do you know what are these terms? Like what are these verbs? Is, am, are. Is this used when the subject is singular? Am is used with whether if we have the subject I, and are is used when we have the like subject to be you or plural. We use these helping verbs like that. Okay, but in case of like modal verbs, that doesn't suit that. Like is will be with the singular, am will be with I, and are will be with the plural. It will not be suitable for modal verb. Modal verbs are also auxiliary verb, let me tell you, these are also auxiliary verb. Okay, so you need to consider them to be important also, because you try to express lots of things, lots of your emotions by the use of the same. When suppose there is a certain sort of ability you want to talk about, you use can. Okay, if you want to express that something will happen in the future, you use will. Okay, something will definitely be predicted for the future to, like, to be the main period of action, then we use will in that certain case. Will as our helping verb. Okay, helping verb we call it auxiliary verb also. Like when we say auxiliary verb, auxiliary means helping verb itself. Okay, remember that whenever we say auxiliary verb, that means helping verb in a sentence. So there are two categories of the helping verb. One is in the family form, like be, you know, be used to have the in the family is, am, are. Okay, all of these like was, were, has, have, had, do, did, does, and all of them are actually helping verbs. Okay, so when we talk about these helping verbs, then we know that the subject has to be taken care of. If the subject is singular, accordingly that we're gonna write the helping verb. But in case of shall, will, can, could, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, all of these modal verbs, we do not take care of all such things, whether it is singular or plural. We talk about something else, like the role of these auxiliary verbs used to turn. Okay, their use used to be different one. Okay, you may have understood the modal verbs in a different way in your schools. I don't know like how you have understood, but the way I'm going to tell you, that would be totally different from the way actually you have learned from your school teachers. Okay, I believe that. So now what we're gonna do is, can you see the screen properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's written over there? What are modal verbs? These are auxiliary verbs. These are those auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. Means to say, they are used when we want to add something extra to the meaning of the main verb. Means to say, we want to say that there is a possibility of action to happen, then we say something. Okay, like we use some other auxiliary verb like a modal verb. Like can is used when we try to talk about somebody's ability. He can do this. In that one we say like somebody is able to do this. Okay, he can do this. Sakta hai. Okay, he can do this. Okay, he could do this. Again, there is sakta, but that is not sakta hai. Could do this means sakta tha. Okay, could would be in the past form. Okay, he can do this. You could do this. Okay, tum kar sakte the. You could do this. Okay, you can do this. Tum kar sakte ho. Okay, so can, could, like simply when we try to actually say some sort of suggestion also, like suppose in our essay writing we want to give some suggestion, then what government can do means kar sakti hai. Okay, like what can government do, or क्या government क्या कर सकती थी, what could the government do. Like in case of the past we use could, and in case of the present we use can. I'm not talking about all these uses and at all. I'm trying to tell you the use is different. Here we are trying to mean them by different words instead of simply saying, like when we say is amar, is means hai. Okay, is means hai.
है.
Okay, am means who. Okay, I am a teacher. मैं एक teacher हूँ. Okay, so if I say like if I want to say hai or who, okay, if something like that is to be spoken, then we use is, am, are, or hai if we want to say that. So in that case we use is, am, are, was, were. Was, were means tha or the. Okay, they mean something else. But when we say can, could, they depends upon their use only, like their particular use. Like can is what we call sakta. Sorry for the
सकता है.
writing. Sakta hai. Okay, sorry for the writing actually. Sakta hai. And could sakta tha.
हाँ.
Okay, that would be sakta tha. So you should remember one thing, like their meaning is different from the basic one, like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, did, does, and all that. They mean simply hai, who, hai, and all that stuff. But in case of the modal verbs, they are used most of the time when we try to emphasize on different certain sort of tenses particularly. So we need to be very much careful about all of them. Can, could, may. May is also used for possibility. May. It may rain today. When we say it may rain today, there is a strong possibility. Okay. When there is a strong possibility, then we use may. If something will happen possibly, okay, there is a possibility for something to happen, then we use may. But when there is a stronger possibility, we use may. And might, in a weaker possibility, there we use it. Okay. Must. Must is used when we say that something is quite necessary. Quite necessary, that means which is obligatory to do. Obligatory means which, without which like the whole thing is going to fail. Okay, that means he must work hard. Okay, he must work hard or he will fail. That means working hard is very important at that case, otherwise he will fail. Okay, that means अगर वो नहीं हार्ड वर्क करेगा, मतलब हार्ड वर्क करना जरूरी है, कितना जरूरी है, that is how much necessary it is, how much obligatory it is to do, so we express it by the use of must. Okay, and whenever we use all of them in their basic form, like if we write active form of the sentence, we use verbs of first form with them because they are the helping verb only. You know that whenever we write a sentence, we write it with the help of the helping verb or with the help of what we say, the main verb, and alongside with the help of the main verb. Without helping verb and the main verbs combination, we can't write a sentence properly. Okay, if we really want to write emphatic sentences. But here, what is so important about these modal verb is they have their certain use, and we can define them in different ways also. Like we can divide them into like different categories depending upon their use. Okay, now let us talk about the next thing, which is really important. Let me tell you. Wait a bit. Just wait. Yeah, here you can see, like, how do we use modal verbs? What is the use of the modal verbs, and how do we write the sentence by the help of the modal verbs? Whenever we write the modal verbs in a sentence, how do we write it? You see, what is the basic structure? Firstly, we write the subject of the sentence, like if the doer of action is one person, or whether it is plural or the singular. Okay, it doesn't matter at all in the case of the modal verb. Okay, what really does matter is what kind of thing are we really want to interested in speaking. Okay, like for example, here the example is given, Mary could play the piano. Mary could, what does it mean? What does it suggest, Jaspreet? What does it mean?
मैरी पियानो प्ले कर सकती थी.
कर सकती थी. Now she is not able to do that. She is unable to do it right at the moment. Okay, but here we are trying to tell you that what exactly is the way of writing them. How do we use them in the sentence? Basically, when we write an active form or the basic form of the sentence, not the passive one, we simply write subject with the help alongside with the help of the modal verb, and then there is the verb, main verb. And what is the main verb with the modal verb? Always verbs of first form. In case we are writing the active sentence, but in case we are writing the passive, when we are writing the passive sentence, we should remember that one, it is always past participle, that is verbs of third form. We always use verbs third form in the case of the passive voice. Remember that. Okay, whenever we want to write like Mary could play the piano, we know that what is the object in this one? The piano could be played, and thereafter one more thing would be added. The piano could be, what would come? Could be played. Could be played.
By Mary.
Yeah, by Mary. That is in the passive form. Could be played. The piano could be played by Mary. So in that case, you should remember that one. Why we are using be in that case? Because we are writing in the passive form. That's the rule of the modal verb. So whenever we write a sentence with the modal verb, we use be with that and then the main verb. Okay, that secondary auxiliary used to be be and primary auxiliary used to be could. And why you should know about primary and secondary auxiliary? Because the negative sentence is always written with the help of the primary auxiliary. We place the negation sign only after the primary auxiliary. If the sentence is written like Mary could play the piano, then definitely negative sentence would be like Mary could not play the piano. Or in case of could be, so it would come after could only. The piano could not be played by Mary. Okay, so remember that thing, like whenever there are two auxiliary verbs or two like verbs which belong to a certain category like auxiliary verbs, then obviously be is also one of the auxiliary verb, no? But it is secondary one. It doesn't matter in that case. Okay, So what really matters is we need to actually apply what, like negation sign after that one to write a negative sentence here. But what I really want to tell you through that one is agreement. They do not accept conjugation. They do not accept conjugation. There is no combination or the agreement between verb and the subject. So they do not depend upon. They do not need other auxiliary verb. Second property of that modal verbs is that they do not require auxiliary verbs for their existence. That means they do not need other auxiliary verb for the meaning, like they do not require is, am, are and all that stuff. Okay, so they do not require any other auxiliary verb alongside with them, so they are very handy and they are very heavy, and their emphasis is too much. So that is why what they mean to say is like, just wait, let me start my video also. Yeah, so what they really mean to say is like they are so emphatic that their use is totally, impressive. So that is why they do not need any sort of other helping verb to make any meaning out of it. So in that sense you can keep in mind that they are so emphatic, their effect is too much that their meaning used to be little bit different from the other sorts of helping verb. Okay, now they do not follow like the rules like we write the main verbs in case of the normal sentence. Like there is no s in the singular, there is no s, like we cannot write cans. No, can we write cans? Okay, we can't write cans like the way we write is, the way we write am, the way we write are. Okay, or if we write any sort of verb, like a singular verb, for example if we write he hits, accordingly we wrote hits. Here s is there, can we write s with that one in case of singular? No, it doesn't matter at all. We will write s, we will write can for singular, can for he, can for they, can for we, can for I, can for anything. That means the use of these modal verbs used to be little bit different from the normal auxiliaries. There is no do or does in the question. Means to say, when we write the question, we straightforward write with the same auxiliary, like can I bring you a glass of water? May I bring you a glass of water? We simply say, we write the auxiliary verb in place of this do or does. Okay, we do not write questions with that do or does in this case. Okay, remember that, always remember that do or does is not written like that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is to be known also. So just let me erase the whole thing. Now he can ski. Ski can be any sort of game. We can't write he cans ski. Like here they want to say that cans is not possible. Okay, cans is not possible. We can't write s with
Yes, sir.
can. Remember that. And would you like to come with me? Would like to come with me? It's wrong. So simply would will go at the first place as an auxiliary verb. We know that they are auxiliary verb. They can't be serious. We can't say that they can't be serious. So that's wrong. Okay, so they are trying to say that they are independent of all such auxiliaries. Okay, they do not need the help of any other auxiliary for their existence. Means to say, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next is like modal verbs do not have infinitives or ing forms. They do not have infinitives.
Infinitive or
You know what is infinitive? 2 plus verbs of first form combination. They do not have that one. They do not have infinitive and ing forms. Like we can't say musting, we can't say cancing. Okay, we can't say like we can't write cancing. No, cancing, canning or something like that. We can't write like that. Understood? So what we can write?
Yes, sir.
What we can write? We can't even write two can. Okay, so there is no infinitive
Yes,
form for that one. Okay, understood or
yes,
not?
sir. Yes, sir.
Like when we say to bring me a glass of, I told him to bring me a glass of water. To bring, here it is, you see verbs, the first form is used with to, that we call it
Two
like infinitive form.
infinitives. Yes, sir.
It is possible with the main verb, it is possible with the verb which is called as infinitive verb, but with can, with the modal verbs, we cannot write like that, to can. So that means that is not possible. Modal verbs, are followed by infinitive without to. Okay, they are followed by an infinitive where to is not used. That means in case of that one, the infinitive is little bit different. So what they are followed by, they are followed by an infinitive without to. That means to say, when the verb is written, like obviously if we say he must study, we can say they must study, we can say she must study or he must study, anything can be said. Okay, anything can be spoken. But here you see that we are writing straight to it the infinitive without to. That means the verb, simply the verb without to. We can't write she must to study, or it's, what does the meaning of the same thing concern? Like what is the meaning of she must study? उसको पढ़ना चाहिए, that means ये जरूरी है, उसके लिए पढ़ना जरूरी है. In case of something strong obligation, in case of the strong obligation, obligation means something which is very much necessary. Okay, obligatory means जिसके बिना नहीं जिया जा सकता या जिसके बगैर नहीं चल सकती बात. ठीक है, that is strong obligation. In that case we call it a strong obligation. Okay, she must study, so must can be used for strong obligation, remember that always. Okay, and should will be used for the recommendation, remember that. Okay, recommendation means when we try to give advice to somebody, to counsel somebody. जब हम किसी को सलाह देते हैं या किसी को recommend करते हैं कि ये कर लो वो कर लो and all that stuff, तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए. Okay, both means she must study also, उसको भी पढ़ना ही चाहिए, उसमें भी हम यही बोल रहे हैं. But the thing is stronger obligation is more in must. Okay, जो चीज के करे बगैर नहीं चल सकता वहां पे मस्ट लगाना है. And in the other case we need to apply should. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sanchita, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now we should have gone the other way. We should have gone the other way. What does it stand for? Like we should have gone the other way. हमें दूसरा कोई रास्ता चुन लेना चाहिए था और दूसरे तरीके से कुछ करना चाहिए था. We should have. Now when this should have plus verbs the third form, like when there is should have, could have is to be used, आपको ये पता होना चाहिए. Okay, should have plus verbs the third form. Okay, मैं ये कर सकता था, कर लेना चाहिए था. Okay, he could have, क्या उसने, या उसने ये किया होता. ओके, उसने अगर ये किया होता, उसने नहीं किया. ओके, should have. ओके, in the past only we use should have, could have and all that. But when we use should have, then the verb form used to be always verbs the third form, that is past participle form of verb. We use past participle form of verb in that case, remember that one. Okay, now the third one, he could play football in his youth. So it is, this sentence is telling the ability of somebody in the past time, because could is used in the past time. So here it is clear from the fact that like somebody could play the football but in his youth time. Now maybe he is old, so that is why ability in the past is spoken with the help of could. But when we are using, you should remember these combination. Okay, like could plus verbs first form, could plus be plus verbs third form, that is past participle. And then you should know that like accordingly the sense we need to use them, like accordingly their requirement, accordingly what they mean, we need to use them. And then the other possible combination with could is could have, he could have done that, he could have done that. Done that means verb's third form, remember that. In the passive form as well as in the what we say future form, we say that in the conditional future we say that like verbs a third form. Okay, could have plus verbs, sorry, perfect one, could have plus verbs third form, conditional perfect one. In case of conditional perfect, I was mistaken by that. Okay, so in that case this is the use of the can, could and all that, but basic use now how we need to actually understand them will come before you. You see, like this is only the form again. Modal verbs do not have all the tenses, we cannot write all the tenses in that case. Modal verbs use other verbs to complete the tenses. Okay, complete the tenses means to say that can is completed with be able to. That means to say they can play the piano, they will be able to play the piano in the future. That means in that case they can play the piano, it means to say that वो कर सकते हैं, पर कब कर सकते हैं, obviously it is in the future, right at the moment they cannot, but they can do it. That means they will be able to, they will be able to do the they will be able to play the piano in the future. Okay, so you must come early, you must is changed into like had to, must is changed into had to, can be said as had to, like even in the direct to indirect form we change that must into had to. Okay, you must come early, you had to come early yesterday. You must come early, तुम्हें जल्दी आना चाहिए. Okay, तुम्हें जल्दी आना चाहिए, that means it is necessary. Okay, but he did not come early, no, you had to come early yesterday, तो कल तुम्हें जल्दी आना चाहिए था. So in that sense we can use them. Must is completed with have to, it means to say that they mean their meaning can be taken out like that. Okay, remember that. Now just wait a bit. Yeah, what do they express exactly? What auxiliary verbs used to or these modal verbs used to tell us? They can have more than one meaning. That means to say one modal verb can be used in other way also, depending upon the situation. So main thing that comes to play here is situation. Okay, accordingly the situation we use the modal verb, always remember that one. Okay, we always use the modal verbs accordingly the situation and the desire. Yeah, exactly. So now you see single concept modal verb, why we call it single concept, means to say when the verbs or the modal verbs will have only one meaning coming out of them, then we call them single meaning modal verb. Single meaning modal verb. There would be some modal verbs which will make only one meaning. There would be the modal verbs which will make the double meaning, and there would be the modal verbs which I mentioned that could have done, should have done, would have done. That is in the past only, in the past conditional perfect. Okay, if they are there, then definitely their term would be called as like modals in the past. We can divide them into these three categories: single modal or single concept model, or double concept model, or modal verbs in the past. Exactly. Now which modal verb used to have single concept or single meaning? That means which modal verbs used to have only one use, means to say they are most probably are used in one case. That means when we talk about will, we say that is used in the case of telling something in the what we say like future prediction. When we predict something, like the priest used to predict, no, or a person in a temple used to say that he tells you your future. So for that sake we use will, but with the combination of verbs first form in case of present indefinite, but in case of like future perfect, then we used to use it will have told. The priest will have told you about like your future, will have told you. So in that case also we can use will have told, that is in the past only, or would have, that is in the present conditional perfect. But here it is like in case of past, okay, future conditional perfect, we use would have, okay, in the past. But here we say will, might, should, ought to and had better. These 5 are going to be used in the first category, that is single concept. So we're going to talk about that one first. Okay, let's talk about that. You see, first one is,
एक्सक्यूज मी सर
yes, yes,
सर 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 आउट टू के बारे में बताना.
ought to, it's not out to, it's ought to. Okay, I'm going to tell you that one only, like you can see it in this like you can get to know about what exactly they mean. Okay, don't worry about it.
यस सर.
Like I already told you that will be used for the future. Joe will travel to New York next week, so that is the next week section. Something is going to be happening next week. Okay, going to be happening next week, that is also the another way to express it. You can actually watch the use of future like in one of the video that I have already created. I think recently I've created that one. I will just place the link over there. You can see that link up above, okay, later on. Then then we have might. Okay, might is to be used for small probability. I told you weaker like probability. Probability means something is possible, but the probability is आशंका, जिसको बोल देते हैं ना आशंका, और chances जिसके कम होते हैं, like we say that smaller probability is also one of the chapter of your mathematics. I believe that you can understand that one. Probability of a coin used to be, no, like heads and
Yes, sir.
tail and all that chapter used to be there. So from that one you can understand what is probability. If there is a small probability of anything to happen, any action to happen, then we use might. I might move to Canada someday. Like if I say I might move to Canada someday, here it means to say that like there is a smaller probability that definitely I'm going to move. Okay, it's not definite, sorry, it is not definite, it's just small probability that says that I will go to Canada. Okay, but do I really go to Canada? That's another thing. But there is a smaller probability or small probability about it. I might move to Canada someday. So somebody is not determined about it. If somebody is determined about it, like what would be used? If somebody is determined, it will come will. Okay, I will move to Canada someday. So here somebody is making some determination. Somebody is sure about it that I will do it in the future. So in that case you can use. But here it is I might move to Canada someday. So it has not yet happened. Still smaller probability. Like whenever smaller probability is might. Then should. I already told you about should. Should is for the recommendation only, which means chahiye. Okay, it means chahiye.
चाहिए.
Or might means shayad, like might, it might be possible. Shayad koi cheez ho. In that case we use it. Sanchita, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So should is used for recommendation. Recommendation means something which is we try to advise somebody to do or counsel somebody. Okay, you should go to the doctor. That means we are telling somebody to see the doctor. Okay, you should see the doctor, you should meet the doctor, you should reach the doctor. Okay, तुम्हें जाना चाहिए डॉक्टर के पास. So in that case we can use should.
Should.
Remember that always.
Yes, sir.
Okay, always remember that. Now ought to, now which you said out to, it's not out to, it's ought to. Ought to. Okay,
Okay.
and when we write negative we write ought not to. Ought not to.
Not to.
ought not to. अगर इसका मतलब भी चाहिए है, If it is all like if we mean them chahiye, how can we differentiate between should, ought to and must? Okay, so
Okay,
what I
sir.
mean to say is like it's totally different one. The concept is different. Simply advising can take should, and when there is a moral, here it is not mentioned that one moral obligation. If there is moral obligation, moral recommendation, okay, moral duty, we ought to know about first aids. This is our moral duty, or it is morally obligatory that we ought to know that what is the use of the first aids. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is what I mean to say, that you should know about like ought to. Ought to is also chahiye, but it would be used in the case when something is morally sound, like morally required. Like in case if I say we should respect our parents, that is just a normal suggestion to somebody. If I would say that more emphatically, I can say it with the help of ought. Okay, how can I say? We
Okay.
ought to respect our,
Respect our parents.
yeah, respect our parents. Okay, respect our parents. We ought to respect our parents. That would be more emphatic in the case of the use. Okay, we ought not to tease the young. We ought not to tease the young. That is morally sound thing, that we should not do that. Okay, we should, instead of should not, we said that we ought not to tease the young. Okay, that means morally it is required that we should not tease anybody who is younger than us. So there we use ought not to. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Now here it is had better. Had better is used for warning somebody. Had better. अगर मैंने ये कर लिया होता, I had better study. ये अच्छा होता कि मैं स्टडी कर लेता, ये वार्निंग होगी. अगर ये अच्छा होगा कि स्टडी कर लूं, ओके, कर ली होती. ओके, अगर मैंने स्टडी कर ली होती ये अच्छा होता. आई हैड बेटर स्टडी और आई विल फेल द टेस्ट. ओके, आई हैड बेटर स्टडी, दैट मीन्स या तो मैं पढ़ लूं, ठीक है, ये वार्निंग होगी. ठीक है, अगर मैं पढ़ लूंगा तो अच्छा है.
Yes, sir.
अगर नहीं पढ़ोगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? यू विल फेल.
Fail.
आई हैड बेटर स्टडी or I will fail the test. Or simply in your case, how can you use it? Okay, the government had better change its decision, otherwise the people of Punjab and the people and the farmers throughout the world definitely will take a very sterner action against the decision. Definitely, isn't it? So had better can be,
Sir,
yeah, please.
sir, repeat करिए तो.
Yeah, suppose if I say the government had better take its decision back. Okay, that's a warning, no? The government had better
Yes.
take its decision back, or it will have to face, lots of what we say, rift from the people of Punjab or people from around the world, like whomever are farmers. Okay, they would definitely stand up against it. So I had better, like it is used in that sense in the sentence. Now I had better study or I will fail the test.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the way that we
Yes.
need to use it. Did you understand, Sanchita? Sanchita is not speaking at all.
Yes.
Did you really understand?
Yes.
Okay, anyways, fine. It's really fine. So now the double concept one. So this double concept we will do in the next like session. Okay.